Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to each of you joining us today for day 23, session 2 of Going Deeper as part of our 21 Days West Coast meditation series. It is really so wonderful to have you all here with us tonight, and it has been such a joy to have you on this journey together so far. My name is Isha, and I'm joining you from Seattle, Washington, and I'll be your MC for tonight. So, something about myself. I work in the software industry, and I have been practicing Sahaja Yoga for over 15 years now, and it has truly been an incredible experience. I received my self-realization in India as a child, but it wasn't until I moved to the US as a young adult that I truly began my meditation journey. And since then, Sahaja Yoga has brought such deep transformation in every aspect of my life that there has been no turning back for me since. So, this session is for everyone, whether you are just beginning your meditation practice or you've been on this journey with us for a while. If you're new and this is your first session, you can request to meet a Sahaja Yoga teacher in a breakout room now or towards the end of the program. And you can do that by sending a message to the breakout room help in the chat, and they will get you connected with a Sahaja Yoga teacher who can provide you an introduction in a one-on-one setting. And of course, if you'd like to revisit any of the previous sessions you have missed, you can find all the recordings and all the handouts in our website and catch up on them all. So now a quick reminder before we begin. As part of today's meditation, we will be doing a foot soak together as we always do. So please make sure you have a bucket of water, some salt, a towel, and a water for rinsing nearby. We will also be doing the candle treatment today as we'll work on our left side. So please have a candle and a candle holder, a lighter or a match ready for yourself when we get to that part of the session. So I have those things ready here on my side, but if you don't, now is a good time to go and quickly grab those items. I would also like to remind that there's a wonderful opportunity to connect with mentors to deepen your practice. You can sign up for a mentor by filling the form available in the Zoom chat. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please see the link available for the request form in the YouTube recordings description. So, a quick recap of what we did last week. Last Wednesday, we worked on establishing our self realization, but working on a central channel. And we also learned a new technique of giving bandhan, which is essentially just a way of surrendering to the divine. Today, we will continue with working on our channels, focusing on our left channel, which is the channel of pure desire. And we will also revisit the candle treatment, which we have covered in the past. We have two wonderful presenters who will be taking us through the guided meditation today, a video by Shri Mataji, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga, a beautiful music video which will help us go deeper into the silence. And we'll end with Q&A with all our presenters. So as a reminder, Sahaja Yoga is always and completely free of cost, whether you join any program online or in person, if you join any of the classes globally. We are all just volunteers who are here to share the joy and peace we have received from Sahaja Yoga with everyone else. So with that, I would love to invite our presenters to come on the screen and introduce themselves. Hi, Poornima, and hi, Pratibha. Poornima, welcome to the program. Please tell us something about yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Isha. Nice to see you. Hi, everyone. My name is Poornima Kirby. I'm from the Boston, Massachusetts area. Some of you may have seen me here before. I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since I was a little girl. And an interesting thing about my journey with Sahaja Yoga is when I was younger, I was really quite shy to share about it because meditation was not so hip when I was in college. um, but the more and more I got to sharing about it, the more people got really intrigued. And now sometimes I even meditate at my job. Um, and, as part of my teaching and performing, sometimes we'll meditate even before a rehearsal. So it's really gotten integrated into my life over the years, and I really enjoy that.
That's wonderful to hear, Poornima. And thank you so much for staying up late on East Coast hours to join us for the meditation tonight. And next we have Pratibha. Pratibha, please introduce yourself and tell us something about you.
Thanks, Isha. Hi, everyone. I am Pratibha Yadav. I am joining from San Francisco Bay Area. I work in the financial industry as an investment advisor. I live here with my husband and two dogs that we've rescued over a few years. And I love going on hikes with them in the redwoods here in Bay Area. As those of you in Bay Area know, it's beautiful there. It's like a forest bath at the end of the day that we all enjoy doing. And as Poornima shared, I actually also try to do meditation at my work. So I'm part of the diversity committee. And usually we end our meetings with a 15-minute meditation that I do. And it's been wonderful ever since we started that. So looking forward to it this evening. Over to you, Isha.
That's wonderful, Pratibha. I'm sure all the meetings at your workplace would end on such a productive note. That's amazing.
Well, let's just say we are happy and peaceful at the end of it. There are no conflicts.
That's great to hear. Great. Thank you so much to both of you for joining. And from here onwards, Poornima, I hand it over to you to start with the meditation part of tonight's session.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, everybody. So today's theme is overcoming our fears, which, what a victory if we can overcome those and send them running off into the hills. And to do that, we're going to really focus on the left channel, which is such a beautiful aspect of our subtle system. So if we can just take a look at the chakra chart for a moment, just to remind ourselves, you can see here on this chart that this blue line is our left channel, and it starts at the first chakra at the base of the spine and goes all the way up the left side of the being, and it culminates in the right side of the head. It crosses over, and it also is kind of in the back of the head. So just so that you're oriented to where that is, we can now bring the chakra chart back down. Thank you. So the quality of our left channel when it's healthy is that it's beautifully illuminated, and it's the area of our being that expresses our pure desire. And what is our pure desire? Our pure desire is to be one, to be connected with the divine. It's the desire for our spiritual growth. And though we may have other desires for cookies, desires for a nice time at our work, all of that stuff melts away when our left channel is really clear into that pure, deep desire to be connected with the whole. And it makes us really dynamic, and our emotions have a lot of power to inspire and nourish our own beings and each other. But sometimes some little fears get in the way. So we're going to have our foot soak right now and learn a few techniques to remove those blockages and remove those fears from our left channel, and also some other aspects of our being, which we'll go into as we go along. I just want to remind you that there's a couple ways that we can attend to our chakras. We can literally just put our attention on a chakra and leaving our hands open on our lap. We can also take one or the other hand and actually place it on the body, on the chakra. And a third option is to actually give the chakra a bandhan. So bandhan means this bond of love, and it means a circular motion. So if I want to give a bandhan to my left heart, for example, I'm going to move my fingertips in front of this chakra in a clockwise motion, imagining the clock facing out from my heart. And by doing this, I'm encouraging the chakra to move in its natural clockwise orbit, you can say, and to flow without any obstructions. So the chakras spin within us. And so by doing this gesture, we're encouraging that free-flowing movement by which they emanate these beautiful vibrations and get really healthy and unobstructed. So without further ado, let's get set up with our foot soaks. That same gesture that I just did, we can do over our foot soak water to activate it. And then we can put our feet inside. And we can also do the gestures that we use to begin our meditation. So the left hand is going to rise in front of the body, starting at the base of the spine. The right hand is going to wrap around it. And we'll tie a symbolic knot at the crown of our heads. The second time we'll tie 2 knots. And the third time 3. As you do this, you may already feel the cool breeze flowing from your fingertips. Next, we'll leave the left hand open on the lap. The right hand will start from the left and arc over the body, over and back a total of 7 times, creating a nice protected space for us to meditate. Now we can keep both hands open on our laps. And just take a nice deep breath. And let it out slowly. Already, simply by arriving here, we are expressing our pure desire to be in meditation. So as we're starting here, we can just notice, what is our starting point? Perhaps our mind is already going quiet. And even if there are some thoughts to begin with, we can still allow our attention to be stationed at the crown of our heads, in the seventh chakra, which is like our inner mountaintop. So that even if there's things going on down below in our different chakras, we have a station from which to just watch without getting entangled or involved. We can bring our right hand to the left side of our heart area. As we've learned, this is the home of our spirit, which is called the Atma in Sanskrit, the eternal, unwoundable part of us, the divine spark within us that is always joyful and infinitely compassionate without getting attached or stuck to anything. So as we've done before, we can say here within ourselves, I'm not this body, this mind, or these emotions. I am the pure spirit. If we like, as we say this affirmation within ourselves, we can address our Mother Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. And if we like, we can experiment with doing a bandhan in front of the left heart. The fingertips moving in a clockwise direction. And then kind of gathering up any obstructions, the way you might collect a cobweb, and offering it to the water to suck out and remove any obstacles from our left heart. And just bring that hand down, see how you feel inside. Now we can try placing our hand, again the right hand, on the center of our heart area. The center heart is where our courage manifests. And when our center heart is strong, we become invulnerable to fear. No fears can trouble us when our center heart is strong. You can think of this as the command center of our spiritual immune system. So to nourish this chakra, we can say inside ourselves, as I am the spirit, I am completely fearless. As I am the spirit, nothing can harm me. Nothing can trouble me. This is the truth. Our spirit is eternal, invulnerable. And so if we stand on that truth, then our courage rises. And we become both humble and confident. Once again, we can bandhan in front of this chakra, removing any cobwebs. And offering them into the water. We'll attend to one more chakra before we complete our foot soak. And this is the back part of the sixth chakra, the Ajna. So sometimes fear can be an emotional experience, and sometimes it pops up more as a mental experience, as worries or thoughts that bother us. When that happens, it's often coming from the back part of the Ajna chakra. So we can take our right hand and place it on the back of our head. And for this, I recommend actually opening your eyes, and if you have a candle, looking at the candle flame, or you can look at the one I have here. You can also look at the picture of Shri Mataji. And here there's two affirmations we can say inside ourselves. Inside ourselves, we can say, I forgive everyone. As I am the Spirit, I trust that I am also forgiven. Forgiveness wipes away our thoughts, including any thoughts of fear or worry. So we can say this strongly inside ourselves. I forgive everyone. As I am the Spirit, I trust that I too am forgiven. Can also say, Mother Kundalini, please forgive me for any mistakes I've made, knowingly or unknowingly. And then if you like, take the fingertips and do a little bandhan behind the back of the head. And just take any cobwebs, put them in the water. And if you like, you can kind of brush off your arms, brush off your legs. And we'll go ahead and rinse our feet and take them out of the foot soak. We can just set aside our foot soak, can empty it later. And once again, open our hands on our laps. We'll stay in this meditative state, but keep our eyes open. And we're going to watch an excerpt of a lecture by Shri Mataji. Let's see if we can receive her words in this state of thoughtless awareness and allow them to take us deeper into meditation.
So one has to understand that to get peace, we have to go beyond this mind. This mind is the one which reacts and creates problem for us, makes us believe into things, and we are conditioned. We are not free people. Free people to understand what is reality. The reality is beyond the mind. Now, how to cross the limit of mind? Like once a doctor in Switzerland said, Mother, you do what you like, you can cut my throat, but stop these thoughts, they are bombarding me. You cannot stop. Because a thought rises and falls off, another thought rises and falls off. These thoughts come to us from the past or from the future. You are not in the present. You cannot be in the present. But when this power that is described to you already, known as the Kundalini rises, then she takes your attention beyond the thought, beyond the mind, and that is the place where resides the present, the reality. Now this special thing as called as Kundalini is not to be discarded because coming from India. It has been described in every scripture. Even in the Bible it's described that I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. These are the tongues of flames you see along the path of the Kundalini. Also Muhammad Sahib has said very clearly in his Quran that if you want to know God, you must know yourself. Christ has said, know thyself. All of them have said the same thing. If you see Zen system or Lao Tse, Confucius, any one of them, they all said that unless and until you know yourself, you are not there. You have no identity. But knowing yourself is very important because you are the treasure of knowledge. You are the treasure of wisdom and divine discretion. It's all within you, which you should know without any efforts. Effortless, Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. Born with you is the right to get your self-realization. It's your birthright to have it, and in these modern times, it has been made very, very easy somehow to get this realization. In our country also, all the saints have described about achievement of yourself. Sahaja word is used by so many saints, especially by Guru Nanaka, who says Sahaja Samadhi Lav. Whatever you have to get in your awareness, Samadhi is awareness, has to be in a Sahaj, means a spontaneous manner. So for this you don't have to stand on your head, you don't have to run away from your families, you don't have to starve or fast. You've done it. You've done it in your last lives. In this life, you should have the fruits of your hard work that you have put in to express your desire to be one with the divine. The first truth is that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, these emotions, but you are the pure spirit. The second truth is very much evident, but we are not bothered to know it. For example, you see these beautiful flowers, beautiful trees all around. It's a miracle. See, every tree is different, every seed is different, and all flowers are different, their fragrance is different. It's a miracle that is created, but we take it for granted. If you ask a doctor who runs your heart, he'll say it's autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? Who is the one who does it? They don't know. At the most they can say it is autonomous nervous system. Beyond these systems, we have the system here of these three channels. And these three channels, left and right channel, look after your right and left sympathetic nervous system, which are responsible on the right side for your physical and mental activity, on the left hand side for your emotional activity. In the center there are these two sympathetics. They form a loop like this, and the chakras, the centers, are created. These centers are responsible for our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual being. But when we start exhausting whatever limited energy it has, then we start developing either physical, mental, emotional or spiritual problems. If somehow we can save these centers from a state of jeopardy, we can solve the problem of physical problem, of say, mental problems, and also emotional, spiritual problems. You can diagnose a person on your fingertips, because these fingertips, 5, 6 and 7, are denoting your centers within yourself. They get enlightened. So with the light of the Spirit, when you are enlightened, you really become an enlightened person. It is not just a certificate, I am this, I am that. It is something that happens to your awareness. The first thing that happens, as I told you, you go beyond the mind, that you become thoughtlessly aware. In Sanskrit we call it nirvichar samadhi. It is an instant happening. Maybe the modern times are such that the Kundalini rises like a jet. And in thousands of people it has worked out. But to establish that situation of thoughtless awareness, you have to meditate at the most for 10 minutes in the evening. But immediately you will feel absolutely peaceful. You will feel like a witness of the whole drama that is going on. And with that drama, you will be able to see that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried. Because you are out of that problem, you can solve it. Like if you are standing in the water, in the sea, and it's turbulent, you see the waves rising higher and higher, you are frightened. But supposing you can get into a boat, then you can watch the same scene with such attention and with enjoyment, because you know it cannot hurt you. But supposing you can jump into the sea because you are a great swimmer, you can save many others. So in the second state, where you become doubtlessly aware, you become all-powerful because you can give realizations to others. It's like one enlightened light or a candle can enlighten many candles. You can give realizations to many people.
We can close our eyes and stay in silent meditation for a moment. Now we're going to listen to some beautiful music with some nature images. You can open your eyes if you like and allow these beautiful images to bring us deeper into meditation. Or if you like, keep your eyes closed, whatever feels good.
I bow to all the seekers of truth.
Let's all keep our eyes closed for a minute and enjoy the silence after that music. Now for the second session, let's all light a candle. Presumably you already have it in a holder. And we're going to use the candle and the fire element to clear our left channel. We're going to start at the base of our left side, and then we will move through the chakras, cross over on the sixth chakra all the way up. Please be careful, it is fire, so keep some distance between the flame and your clothes and your body. Let's first place the candle as far down as it goes at the base of our left side. We keep our left hand open if you can, like I have it. And we'll close our eyes. We'll take a deep breath. And this is the chakra of our pure desire, of truth. So we can humbly request our Mother Kundalini in our heart. And we can say, Mother, let me feel the truth in me. Let me experience the pure desire. All throughout, we're keeping our attention at the crown of our head. And we're also observing our left hand. We will take the flame a little higher, still in our abdomen area on the left side. And here we will say, Mother, let me experience the peace within. As our Kundalini rises to this chakra, we can say, let me be peaceful and satisfied. I am content in this moment. We bring the candle at the level of our heart. And this is the center of our spirit. Here we can say, Mother, let me be the pure spirit. Let me experience the joy and light of my spirit. We now take the flame on the left side of our neck. Take care to move your hair back. And here we can say, Mother, since I am the spirit, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. And now we take it to our sixth chakra on the right side of our forehead. And here we can say, in this moment, I am not this mind. I am not my judgments. I am not my conditionings. I forgive all my thoughts. I forgive all my reactions. I forgive all my judgments. Finally, for the last and the seventh chakra, you can bring the flame back around your lap. And then you can put your left hand, the center of your palm, towards the flame. And here we request our Mother Kundalini to establish our pure desire to be one with our spirit. Mother, please establish me in my self-realization. Establish me in the truth of my spirit. And put out the candle and stay in the silence of our spirit for one more minute. Let's slowly open our eyes. And lastly, we can all raise our Kundalini and take a bandhan. So we do 7 times. Then we tie the first knot. And then we do the second knot. Then we raise our Kundalini the third time and tie 3 knots. And then we place our left hand on our lap, and with the right hand, we take a protection forming an arc around our body, and we do this 7 times. Over to you, Isha.
Thank you so much, Pratibha, for taking us so deep into the silence by balancing out our left channel. And it's just amazing how just a simple candle can bring so much balance and so much mental peace within us. So, moving ahead, we have a few announcements to begin with. So as you know, we started the session 2 of Going Deeper last Wednesday, and we will be continuing with these sessions every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And if you've been specifically enjoying the foot soaks, which I admit are so relaxing and wonderful, you can join the collective foot soak and meditation every Monday and Friday at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time. You can use the exact same Zoom link as the current meeting. So please bookmark it because it's going to be very handy for you. And of course, all the sessions are always recorded, so you can catch up on them or revisit them at your own time and convenience. Now, looking ahead, we will be meeting next Wednesday on November 20th at 8 p.m. Pacific time for day 24, where we will be working on balancing our right channel. We'll also be learning and using the ice pack treatment to cool down the heat from our right channel. So please make sure to bring your ice packs next week. And I mostly end up using just a simple Ziploc with some ice cubes in it, and that's good enough for the job. Now, we have multiple resources available as well for you to stay connected with the program. We have a wonderful community in a WhatsApp group where you can start your day with inspirational spiritual quotes and then receive reminders of all of upcoming programs. The link to join the WhatsApp group is available in the chat, so do join it if you're not a part of it already. And also, all the program resources are available on our website. This includes all the live session links, the recordings from our previous sessions, as well as all the handouts. To get access to the link, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or you can grab that link from the Zoom chat as well. Now, as we discussed earlier, we have a wonderful opportunity to find a Sahaja Yoga teacher as your mentor for more personal guidance. And, very often we have seen that these mentorships blossom into very beautiful and lifelong friendships. So if this is something that interests you, you can fill the mentor request form, which is available in the chat, and we will match you with the best suited mentor for you. Again, for anyone who's watching this on YouTube, you can access the request form from the YouTube video's description. So I'm certain after having such a wonderful meditation, we all have some experiences to share and some questions that may have arisen. And there are 3 ways we can really share them. First of all, you can write to Breakout Room Help in the chat, and they will help you get in a one-on-one setting with a Sahaja Yoga teacher in the breakout room. Now, I would especially encourage this for anyone who is joining for the first time or are very new, so that the teacher can guide you personally and get you more familiar with Sahaja Yoga. But the breakout rooms are open and available to any of us. The second way is you can send your questions, or if you have a comment or share experiences, you can send it to chat Q&A and they can provide you the appropriate guidance. And lastly, you can send your questions directly to me, who's your MC for tonight, and we will try our best to get to your questions along with our presenters. So with that, we move on to our Q&A part of the session, the most interesting and interactive part. And I would like to invite all our presenters to come on the screen again to answer the questions we get from our participants and also to share their own experiences with their meditation journey. So welcome back, Poornima and Pratibha. First of all, thank you both once again for such beautiful meditation and guiding us all through it. And I'm seeing a few questions coming in the chat. The first question that I see is, what do we mean when we say we are feeling left-sided? Now, since we work specifically on the left side, this seems so apt to ask today. Poornima, maybe would you like to answer that question first?
Sure, yeah. So if we say we're feeling left-sided, usually we're talking about the left side in the negative sense, that we're heavy on our left side. And the way that manifests is feeling lethargic, feeling sleepy in the middle of the day. It can also mean feeling overly emotional. Of course, our emotions are a beautiful aspect of our being and our personality. But if we're crying uncontrollably, or we're kind of going on these big emotional roller coasters, that means we're feeling left-sided, and we might benefit from a nice dose of candle treatment like we just did with Pratibha.
Absolutely. Pratibha, anything else that you would like to add to that?
Sure. So For me, I have experienced my left side is a little bit tricky in the sense it tricks me. So sometimes my left is really heavy, and because of that, I'm not able to think. And I feel, wow, I'm in balance. I'm in the central channel. When actually what's happening is it's so heavy that I'm unable to think. I feel sleepy. And that's another way that you could judge if your left side is off and you need some candling.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, all of us either, first of all, we have some innate tendencies to be like left-sided or right-sided, but it also varies so much from moment to moment, right? Especially for me, I live in Seattle and it's going to be gray for the next 4 months, for next four foreseeable months. So, sometimes even a cloudy weather like this can actually make you also feel a little bit more left-sided. And we often use the term feeling blue. It's coincidentally, our left channel is also represented by the blue color. So we can see how, it starts affecting us and we start feeling a little lethargic, little unmotivated. So yeah, there's so many factors which really influence our left side and make us feel that way, really.
Right. You need to visit us in California, Isha.
Very soon, Pratibha, very soon.
Yeah, if I can add on to that, actually, reflecting for myself, in general, my life is a bit more right-sided these days. I'm very active, but the channels are all connected. And so I'll notice, like, if I have a really busy day and if I'm overextending my right side, then I'll come home and it's like flump, like I collapse on the couch, and the left, like you can kind of swing from the right to the left, it can be a pendulum. So ideally, like when we're active, we're effortlessly active. And when we're emotional, we're coming from, our pure desire, and then we don't exhaust either channel. But, sometimes sometimes we don't succeed, and then, we break out the candles and the foot soaks.
Absolutely. And Pratibha, I know you touched on that part, and that's something we hear a lot from people who are just starting meditation, just feeling sleepy, as they sit to meditate and going into that sleepiness. And that usually, like you said, it's so because of the left side, whether innately or we are in that at the moment that we start feeling it. But yeah, Sahaja Yoga is amazing to give us so many tools to help balance ourselves and come back into the center.
Right, right. A good indication is when I'm even too sleepy at 5 p.m. to do a foot soak. Then I really
Right.
know I am in for it.
Absolutely. Great. I see one more question. So what qualities of the left channel have improved the most for you since you started practicing Sahaja Yoga? So Pratibha, anything that you want to share from your own personal experience and journey?
Sure. So for me, um, I was in a roller coaster of emotions before I came to Sahaja Yoga. I was living in London before I came here to Bay Area for a few years. And as you know, London can be as gloomy and blue as Seattle, maybe even worse. So being an Indian, being born and brought up in India with a lot of sun and friends and relatives and a lot of colors, it was hard to adjust after a while in the London winter and the whole gray atmosphere. And so I was going through a lot of emotional roller coaster. And when I think back to that time and what changed for me was and I go back to my connection with Mother, with Shri Mataji. So as soon as I felt that, it was like my heart opened up and there was such a flood of love that there was nothing but love and more joy. And the more I can go back to that moment, to that feeling, and I can be a witness, the more I feel I don't go off balance, be it my left or my right. It's I just feel light and sparkly and bubbly. So yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the beauty of meditation, really? If we can just retain that state of meditation, even when we are not meditating, right? When we are going about with our daily stuff and still feel that joy from within. Yeah. Poornima, anything that you would want to share from your experiences? What improved for you, and, from the left side qualities, really?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple things come to mind. One is it's quite interesting actually because my profession is I'm a theater actor. Um, and I've been doing that since I was a teenager. And of course, teenagers are known for being very emotional. And so it was a great way to kind of let out, my dramatic side. But I would notice that if I was playing a role that was very emotional, if I dug too much into my own emotions and my own left side, it would I would kind of empty myself out in a way that was not balanced.
Mhm.
And actually, I was less able to play the role because maybe the first time I would cry, 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 but like it wasn't actually serving the telling of the story. And when I became more of a witness and I separated myself just a little bit, then I could let all these feelings flow through me without identifying with them. Because literally, they weren't my feelings. Like the character was in a dramatic situation, but I was fine. And when I found I was able to do that, then I would actually feel cool vibrations when I would perform a role, and I would feel that it was somehow clean. The emotion wasn't getting stuck inside me. And what's interesting is like, as I've matured, I've learned to do that even with my own life. Like, just the other day, I was driving in the car, and like, out of nowhere, I just got this sad feeling that wasn't about anything. Of course, if this happens, it's natural to feel sad. But in this situation, I was just like, life is so hard. Like I just suddenly like went into this. And I was like in that for about 10 minutes. And then like I was like, wait, that's not me. Like, what is it? Where did that come from? And I was kind of like, "Pacha, pacha." And as soon as I said, that's not me, it stopped. And so it was like a thing that had come over me. And when I recognized what was happening, my attention became like the candle and it was like, bling, like, crisped, like, it didn't have power over me. So it's something I'm still learning to apply, but over the years, it's gotten a lot easier to just witness the emotions and kind of watch them like a play.
Yeah, just to be truly detached, really, right? And not to identify ourselves with our emotions, really, because ultimately we are all just spirit. We are beyond all of that, and it's very hard to remember it all the time. But yeah, that's a great experience to share, Purnima. Thank you. So there's a very interesting question, actually. So next question is, where does anger come from? Does it come from the left side channel, or is it different from other emotions? So Purnima, maybe if you want to take a stab at this first, and I would love to add something more after you.
Sure. Yeah. I would say that um, anger often will manifest on the right side, actually, and specifically the right swadhisthana, the right side of the um, lower abdomen, and where the liver is. Especially if if it's like an angry mood that we can't get out of, if it's something that stays. I really want to be specific here because I don't think any of us is saying that we need to not have emotions or suppress our emotions. In fact, our emotions are, when they're proportionate, are a really healthy aspect of our being. And one sign of a frozen left side is like that we're emotionally dead or numb. And when our left side is healthy and sparkling, then we really have a lot of love and compassion. And I would say we have anger when it's called for, when a boundary is crossed, or if, something incorrect has occurred, we may have a little flash of anger. And it's a nice like flag to be like, oh, something's not right here. But if we stay in a state of just grumpiness, that in my case, I'll notice that often I'll be feeling heat on my right swadhisthana, and I'll need to break out the ice pack, which everyone will be learning about next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're absolutely right that anger, it comes from the right side. And according to like emotional intelligence studies, anger is also always considered like a secondary emotion, really, right? So there is a root emotion really at the bottom of it. So, using the ice pack, for example, we can cool down our right side, which brings our anger down, really. And then that gives us the opportunity to really introspect and think, what is the root emotion that's causing that anger? What is the root cause of it? And then we can work on it, really. Great. Pratibha, anything that you would want to add for this question?
Um, Sure, right. Anger, like Poornima, you were saying, is such a basic emotion. We've all experienced it. We've all succumbed to it at some point. Mostly, it's not our best moment as women. We we really get frustrated by a lot of little things, especially with our partners and our kids, our dogs. But with Sahaja Yoga, I've over time practiced a detached form of anger where I've noticed if I am able to be in a witness state, I can still show my anger and not actually feel frustrated or fearful or guilty after that inside myself. So often when I'm correcting my dogs or disciplining my dog, I'm using my anger and I'm using my finger, but I know I don't really mean it. Inside, I'm laughing. And as soon as they listen to me or they're obedient, I give them a lot of hugs and kisses. So maybe that's something that you get from Sahaja Yoga, like a balanced anger with certainly I need more practice with my husband, but hey, we're getting there.
Yeah, definitely. Just the right dose of all the emotions is what we really need to be balanced. So wonderful. I think that's all we have for any questions that are incoming. So I want to thank you both for taking us through the journey, for having such wonderful take on all the questions that were asked. Just a quick reminder to everyone that the breakout rooms are still open for some more time. So if you'd like to connect one-on-one with a Sahaja Yoga teacher, you can write to breakout room help right away and get help through the chat. So with that, we conclude our program. Thank you all once again for joining us tonight in this beautiful experience. We really look forward to welcoming you next Wednesday. So until then, take care, stay joyful, keep up with your meditation practice. All right, good night, and thank you all once again.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Isha.